What's going on, y'all? It's your boy, one physical therapist assistant. Oh, man. Whew, hope y'all doing all right today, man. Hope y'all doing good. Another day with the legends of America. They are some amazing people. I met some interesting ones today. Oh, man. I tell you, I like bouncing around different spots. That's how I get to meet so many of them. And they have shaped and molded my worldview in ways that I didn't know would be possible. Oh, man. Hey, yo, I had an old guy, man, older dude today, man, probably in his 80s, right? My man, I just met him, and I'm getting to know him. And one of the first things he said to me, he was like, "Well, let me tell you, I got 10 problems. I'm a cripple." He said, "I'm a cripple, okay?" I said, "What?" I said, "You ain't crippled, man. You need a little work, but you ain't no cripple." He's like, "Let me just say, I got 10 problems." I said, "Okay." He was like, "And arthritis is number one." My man said, "I got 10 problems and arthritis is number one." Oh, you know what? You know what this guy said to me? He said something profound to me. What he said to me is one of the reasons I don't like our healthcare system, okay? I don't know if y'all know this, but I plan on dipping out and going to try a different healthcare system. That's my plan. I want to try a different healthcare system because I have seen some erosion being someone who works in the healthcare system. But my man, in his 80s, he summed it up, all right? He's had to go out for a few doctor's appointments. When you're in a nursing home, sometimes you do get outside doctor's appointments, especially if you're there short term, okay? Especially if you're there short term and maybe you need an orthopedic appointment, or maybe you're going to see an endocrinologist or specific doctor's appointments. You know what my man said? This defines our healthcare system. What my man said defines our healthcare system. He was like, "Well, I went to the doctor." Old school country guy. He's like, "I went to the doctor and he said, I saw the nurse for 20 minutes and then I saw the doctor for 2 minutes. And that was it." I started cracking up. I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. This is one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of our healthcare system, even though I'm a part of it. I mean, you're going to spend more time with me. Me and you going to have a good time. But I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that in and out healthcare. I'm not feeling it, especially at the cost. No, it's not worth it. I want to try something different. Let me know if you feel the same way. He said, "I saw the nurse for 20 minutes and I saw the doctor for 2 minutes." Oh, man. But anyway, I hope y'all doing all right today, man. I hope y'all doing okay. Oh, I had an old school construction guy. Slightly confused, right? Slightly confused. Maybe in his late 70s. Old school construction guy. He talked about how much he misses the job. I tell you, I miss a lot of people. I know people don't want to work and people don't like their jobs. However, when people get older, when you get older and you can't do the things you used to do, you find that a lot of times these people miss doing what they did. I had a construction guy. Construction work is hard work. My man said he misses it. He said it, and the reason why I'm telling you this, because it actually brought him to tears. He started crying. He started tearing up. I'm like, "Whoa, man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you cry." I just asked him about what he used to do, and I asked him if he missed it. And he was like, "Yeah, you know what? I do miss it." You know what he said? He said, "They become your friends and they become like your family," talking about his coworkers. He said, "They become like your family and then they're gone." I was like, "Man, yeah, I feel you. I feel you." But he said, yes, he misses it. He misses it. So that has some interesting people today, as always. All right, today's lesson. Y'all know I like it. I don't know if y'all heard this. I like it when I talk to the former financial world people, okay? Do I love money? No, I don't love money. I actually hate money. I hate it. You know why I hate it? Because it's fake. It's not real. However, I am interested in financial literacy, financial education. I'm interested in learning how it works. It's an interesting thing, but I hate money. Oh, I hate it. So no, I don't love money. But when I meet a patient who has a background in the finance industry, in the investment industry, in the business industry, I always got some interesting questions for them. And today I met one. A nice lady, maybe in her 70s, spent 40 plus years in the financial space. Helped start businesses, brokered businesses, worked for big corporations, worked for big financial institutions, okay? And she had a lot to say. She had a lot to say. Oh man, the way she talked, sometimes I can tell where people are from by the way they talk, their bravado, their demeanor, the way they present themselves. She had everything about her said New York or New Jersey. Everything about her said New York or New Jersey. Now mind you, I'm in Lower Slower, Delaware. I'm by the farms. Y'all see this farmland. I'm by the farms, not too far from the beaches. And when I meet somebody like this who has that I don't know, they're very, very prideful, very proud, very outspoken, very, upfront, matter of fact, I always get New York or New Jersey. A lot of times I'm right. I was wrong this time, but a lot of times I'm right. This young lady was from the state of Pennsylvania, okay? So I'm not too far off. Pennsylvania. She spent 40 plus years in the financial services industry. She spent time with Vanguard, worked for Vanguard. She spent time overseas, Europe, brokering businesses, opening up businesses, selling businesses. She spent a lot of time doing lots of various parts of the financial space. Okay, she actually told me she was still working. She said she couldn't stay away from it. It just intrigued her. It's just interesting to her. And she's one of those ones who got older and is still really big on investing. Now, I told y'all on a few videos ago that a lot of times these people who get older, once you get older, you start getting 70s, 80s, you want safety. You want safety and security when it comes to your investment portfolio. You want to stick with something that's not too volatile, not too high risk. You start to become low risk because you're up there. You just want your stuff to be preserved and you just want it to keep growing a little bit. But now you don't need high, fast growth, and you don't need all that risk and all that headache. You don't need your portfolio to be $1 million in the morning and then $950,000 in the afternoon. You do not want that. You do not want that when you get older. So it's rare to me when I meet someone who is still real big into it at an older age, and she was or is. Oh my goodness, she was ready. I had questions and she was ready. I told her when we got finished talking, I said, "Ma'am, you're gonna have to charge me for all the wisdom you gave to me." And go ahead, you good. She said, I said, I'm gonna have to charge you. She said, no, I told her, you're gonna have to charge me for the wisdom you gave to me. And she was like, "It's okay. I love talking about it." She said it was very nice meeting you. She was really into talking to me like I was into talking to her, because she was excited to have somebody to share her wisdom with. Excited. And what she told me was, it was basically the same old stuff that the old school people be telling you. Invest. If you're not investing, you are out of your mind. If you are not investing your money, you are out of your mind. Get out of debt. Live below your means. This is what she told me her grandparents told her. She said her grandparents told her throughout her work career, you're going to get raises. You are going to get raises. Okay, that's like baked into the cake. That's like baked into it. You're going to get raises. However, don't ever treat a raise like a raise. Don't treat it like a raise because you didn't need it before you got it. You were doing fine without it. So take that money, put it away. High yield savings, put it to your investments, whatever. She said her grandparents always told her to have 1 year's of living expenses. Some people say emergency fund in 3 to 6 months. She says 1 year. I understand. I get it. And she said, always have some cash on hand for when the market corrects, when the market dips. And I know all of this is not easy for the average person nowadays. However, if you do your best to live below your means, it could be possible. It could be possible. And she said she feels sorry for this generation. She says that she knows that her generation had a lot of good come up. Had a lot of good come up. You in your 70s. I've said it before, man. They seen America on the incline. All right. America had an incline period, and I believe we're on a decline period. And she echoed that sentiment. She was like, yeah. She was like, yeah, you ain't gonna see it like it was. I mean, who knows? You know, I mean, who knows? Things are crazy right now. Could they get better? Of course they could. However, the writing's kind of on the wall. The writing's kind of on the wall. You look up the amount of household debt, the amount of debt this country is in, the amount of consumer debt. It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. But she said there's a way that you can work within that to do good for yourself. The basics. Like I said, live below your means. Live below your means. Get out of debt. Invest your money. Can't argue with that. I've been preaching it to my younger coworkers. I talk about it to you. And she is of a mindset of the stay invested crowd. She was working in Europe during the 2008 crash, and she said she watched it. She didn't panic. She didn't do anything, and she bought a little bit more. As far as what to buy, she says she has her favorite company. She actually has a financial advisor still. She says she has some of her favorite companies. She says she's been very, very long on Microsoft. She said she's been in Microsoft since way back when, and she has been a happy camper because of it. I was asking her about a few stocks that I own, and I'll share them with you. I asked her if she was a fan of Johnson & Johnson. Some people have to have mixed feelings about Johnson & Johnson, but it's one of those that's been around for decades. Okay, have they had multiple lawsuits? Of course. Do they have some maybe questionable practices over the years? Of course, you know, but I saw an opportunity when it dipped really low, and she told me she's not a fan of Johnson & Johnson. She said the amount of lawsuits against them and litigation they constantly find themselves in is a turn off for her. I said, okay. So she said that she's never really been a big fan of the pharmaceutical industry as a whole. Like, she doesn't like any kind of pharmaceutics. No Eli Lilly, no Pfizer, no Johnson & Johnson, no Moderna, no Novo Nordisk. She doesn't like none of it. But I told her, I said, I'm sorry, ma'am. I work in healthcare. And I see the costs. I see the numbers. And I do not think they're going down anytime soon. I asked her how she felt about Pepsi. I'm a shareholder of Pepsi, you know? And she said, oh my goodness. She was like, absolutely. She loves Pepsi because she drinks Pepsi, and she said, people are going to always drink Pepsi. I said, you sure? I said, even when, what do you think about, you know, people wanting to be healthy and people wanting to, you know, not put these chemicals inside their body as much? Well, she said, you know what? She said, you know what Pepsi is going to do? Pepsi is going to jump into that space too. Okay, you want healthier drinks? Pepsi's going to jump into that space. I think they bought Poppi. They bought one of those healthy drink companies. I don't know. But she said the amount of cash on hand they have, the size of the company, they can just easily move over into that space to get some of those profits too, which I agree with. I agree with. By the way, this is not financial advice. Okay, I'm just sharing with you the conversation me and this young lady had. All right. And she talked about some of the big tech companies, the Microsofts, the Googles, the Nvidias. She told me that her financial advisor put her in Nvidia, which, you know, I'm also a shareholder of them. But yeah, she was just saying she is not giving up on investing. She was like, this is how I got here. Basically saying she's done okay doing it. She said she doesn't know why people stop doing it, you know, but she says she understands the mindset of that when you get old, you want to be in something a little bit more safe. But she said she would encourage people not to do that, you know, to stay invested. So 40 plus years, y'all, 40 plus years. When you talk to somebody with 40 plus years, man, when it comes to finances, who they have been in that space, you gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention. And I was paying attention. I was paying attention today. It was nice to talk to her. She even shook my hand when I took her back to her room. She was like, it was nice talking to you. I had her working out during this whole time too. This is a good thing for you therapists out there, you future therapists. You want the time to go by fast when you're working with a patient. Get them to talk about something that they're interested in. She's been in the financial space for 40 plus years, so she was happy to answer financial questions while doing exercises, while sweating. And even when it was over, she was like, whew, that made the time go fast, and I'm sweating. Working her little tail out, working herself out. Oh, man. So, yes, that's the lesson, y'all. That's the lesson. Stay invested. Get out of debt. Live below your means. Always live below your means, okay? Always live below your means. I talked to y'all about the average old-time millionaires in the video not too long ago. They all still live below their means. They still do it, even though they don't have to. Oh, man. So anyway, y'all, it's your boy, One Physical Therapist Assistant. As always, respect your elders. Listen to them when they share their wisdom. Listen to them when they share their history, their wisdom, because it could benefit your future history. It can give you good insight. Oh, man. But anyway, y'all, hope y'all doing good. Once again, thanks for coming through. As always, help people out whenever you get a chance. Whenever you get a chance, help people. Okay? Whenever you get a chance. Be good, be safe, and I will holler at y'all in the next video.